Hello everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves, another video today on our channel. Today we're going to be touching on yet again another subject. I know we're deep into the transfer window, not too long to go now, and there's a few more transfer rumours. However, there has been some fairly big news coming from an article today, but we're going to be touching on that during today's video. I'm joined with the lovely Finners. Finn, how's it
Hello
going?
everyone. I'm good, thank you.
Good, good, good. Of course, you can check out all the Talking Wolves social media links down below, alongside mine and Finn's Twitter and social medias. The Twitters are on the screen, our YouTubes and so on are in the description down below. But Finn, today we're going to be talking about Wolves and this potential new stadium that has been linked. Now, this has been rumoured for actually the last couple of years, because I remember I did a Wolves series and I'm pretty sure this was a topic back then because of obviously the expansion and so on. It's always going to be a hot topic because of how almost badly it went last time we expanded part of the Molineux. We obviously spent a lot of money on the new North Bank. Wolves ended up getting relegated. It was all a bit of a nightmare. But well, I'll start off with the article and then we'll get into it. So it's Jeff Shi talking to FC Business, and they had an article on there basically about Wolves, whether they're going to be expanding the Molineux or whether they're going to have to look for a new home. And basically, I think Wolves, they're showing a lot of passion here. They want it, obviously, at the moment, at the current site, they're thinking the maximum size is only going to be basically 40 to 50,000. And I think Fosun want to grow even bigger than that. And obviously, if they want to do that, it's going to be a bit of a challenge on the current site. Finn, I mean, we've had a look through it throughout today. What are your overall thoughts? What are you thinking about this whole situation?
It's hard, really. I mean, where to start? There's so many opinions. If you look at Tim Spears' tweet this morning, there's hundreds and hundreds of replies. So many split opinions. I'm just on the Express and Star website now as well. It's a 66-33 split for people wanting to move. There's so many angles you can look at it. This could just be, I've seen a lot of people saying it could be a bluff, but people are saying that could be a bluff at the South Bank, saying we need a double tier South Bank. It could be a bluff at the council saying let us expand or we'll go somewhere else. So it might just be a bit of panic for no reason. We're used to that as fans at the moment. Like
As always,
Mendes will link us to a player, so the player goes somewhere else. Now we're getting bluffed out just to get a better deal with the council. But if we're taking it seriously, I'm very split on it as well. The position for me, if they moved it closer to Stafford and it was nicer to get to, then I wouldn't have too many problems. But if they put that the other side, it's in a great position at the moment. I know for people in the city and people coming in on the train, it's a great position. You're not going to find many better with that much space in Wolverhampton. So, I don't know. Especially as someone that's obviously a young supporter compared,
yeah.
I don't have an affinity as much as many people will. But obviously, I've only ever watched Wolves at the Molineux. I'm sure like 75% of the ground have maybe more than that. I don't even know my history too very well. Could be 100%. But yeah, I saw the plans for we've got the new one stand on its own. I saw the plans for the full stand looking like that. I was very, very happy with that. I don't know what the attendance was, the capacity was on that.
Yeah.
But it looked great. I had no complaints with that. It looked very, very classy, very Premier League-ish stadium. And I've got no complaints with that. But if they do want to hit that 50k, I assume those plans wouldn't hit that. For me, a cop-size sort of yellow wall South Bank would be amazing. So if we could go somewhere else and have that, there's so many give and takes that you can't really give an opinion until everything is set in stone. But yeah, it's interesting.
I think
It's not Traore as well.
It's a really controversial subject because for so many reasons there's positives and negatives for everything really. The one you touched on there, the location, obviously Wolves, it's city centre. It's like a 10-minute walk from the train station. It's easy. You got the coach parking everywhere. I know that's not difficult to sort out, but it's a really central location. It really brings sort of the town of Wolverhampton, the city of Wolverhampton, all together. To be honest, you got all the shops, and then the main part of the city, more or less, just a few minutes away. Now for Wolves, I know we don't want to speculate too much. There is a lot of ground around the Molineux, but it's said that it is owned by Wolverhampton Council. They're going to be very unwilling, I think, to deal with Wolves, which I feel is a bit strange. There's not much room behind anyway to deal with. I think obviously the only logical thing that's close by Wolverhampton, by the ground rather, is the Asda, and there has been rumours regarding that Asda for a while, whether they're going to merge with the Sainsbury's and so on. And I think that would be like probably the best thing short term for Wolves. I think this doesn't need to happen straight away. I think, as Jeff Shi says, a big decision is going to have to be made at the end of next season, because I suppose if they're either going to want to build a new stadium or invest the money in new stands, they're not going to want to invest new stands and then decide in 3 or 4 years' time, actually, let's build a new stadium, because they've wasted all that money on the new stands then. So I think the one maybe ideal thing for Wolves at the moment is somehow buy the land over Asda, start building similar to what they've done with the White Hart Lane, start building that around there, and then when they sort of come to where the current Molineux is, and obviously start building there, because I think the thing for Wolves is they can't really have a substitute stadium. There's nowhere ideal nearby, similar to Tottenham with Wembley. Yeah. Where are Wolves going to go? They can't go to Telford because that's too small. They can't go to Walsall because that's too small. Hawthorns would be
those pillars as well at Walsall.
Hawthorns would be a massive mistake. Coventry, which I know on Football Manager, I know this is a game, but Football Manager sent you to Coventry when we were having work done on the North Bank, I think. Or I think in the future when you build a stadium. I think that's definitely not ideal for Wolves either, the Rico Arena, just because of the distance of it. So it's a very, very difficult position. Now, new location-wise, where around Wolverhampton are they going to do it? The only logistical and logical place is the I-54. Now, for some fans, it's going to be easier, but it's not miles away. It's still near the city centre, but it's not in the city centre, which is probably the main issue here, Finn, to be honest, with the whole city centre thing. You've got grounds like Brighton that I know have had a new stand, new ground, nothing around it. MK Dons is the same. Bolton Wanderers. It's just the passion isn't there. And the Molineux, as you said earlier on, has been home for so long.
I've just looked that up. 129 years, so I don't think it's 75.
Yeah,
75% whatsoever.
But
my bad.
We look at this, but then for Fosun, it's always going to be about the financial side of things. For Wolves, if they can get a bigger ground as soon as they can, it allows more corporate business, which allows, for us as a club, for us as fans, a bit more excitement, because it allows a little bit more leeway with financial fair play, which means we can spend more money on players and bring better players in, and obviously build Wolves higher and higher as a club, as a team. But Finn, you can see it's a really difficult subject. I've seen some fans say, as long as Fosun can guarantee me European football and the best players in the world, I don't care where we play football. But at the same time, there's people that are going to say, no, I want to stay at the Molineux, whatever happens, I'm here thick and thin. I mean, how difficult is this for fans? It's probably not. It's probably going to be, as you said earlier on, probably harder for the older generation rather than us to move the grounds. Yeah,
it's just my opinion hasn't been great on this. I'm sitting on the fence, but I mean, I suppose a lot of the people, the older generations will have seen the Molineux grow, and they'll be happy with it just to grow a bit more, as long as they can stay at their Molineux that they've seen for so long. And again, like I said, those plans looked amazing. I had no problems with them. And even just going to last year, going to Nottingham Forest, and you're walking through housing estates and it's just there. And I remember Liverpool, it just feels good being, I know it sounds a bit old fashioned and a bit Brexit, being like, oh, be with all the houses and stuff. But Everton are moving from within the housing estate to out to the docks and stuff, and how that goes, I don't know. But it's coming down to this big debate over even transfers at the moment as well. Do people care as long as they're getting success? And if this ground then is built, but Ronaldo fancies it because it's a bigger stadium and we're a bigger attraction, and then the financial side that comes with it, we can afford him. Maybe not Ronaldo, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Big players, but I was speaking to my mum earlier, she would rather have Barry Douglas in than if you got Marcelo in at left wing back. But it's that sort of thing. Do people want the success, which I assume 99% of people do, but there's always that doubt in your mind. You like your fans' favourite players, you like your stadium, really, and changing all of that so quickly might rub a few people up the wrong way. But I don't know, until you've got the full details of this, and you can't really judge. But I'm very happy at the Molineux for now. The news did come as a shock, and again, my preference would probably be that plan, the concept that came out a few years ago, I think. But that would. I
like that as well, with the sort of similar to North Bank, with almost like the rounded corners, wasn't it? If they could round those corners off, and then I don't know how strange it would look, and then keep, as you say, like the single tier South Bank. I think that would be And I'm sure they could, as long as they're like making all the stands bigger anyway. I'm sure they could squeeze like 45,000 out of that anyway. They could easily squeeze another 10,000 out of that. But for what it's worth anyway, as obviously we're all speculating this, I don't know like new locations and what's going to happen and so on. Laurie Dalrymple responded to that Express and Star article this morning, and they've said basically leaving the Molineux is going to be a very last resort for Wolves. So obviously a little bit of reassurance. He says what we've always been clear about is our ambition to grow Wolves on and off the pitch. Leaving Molineux would always be a last resort. We've got a magnificent stadium in the centre of the city, which obviously we've said is a key point. Obviously finding space around the Molineux to reach our desired capacity may not be easy. However, our ambition remains focused on developing a stadium in the city centre that delivers attendances that could reach over 50,000. Now, Finn, you were saying to me earlier on, what's the average attendance of Wolves has only been over like 35,000 2 or 3 times?
Yeah, Tim Spears said earlier, what's he saying here? Average attendance has only ever reached 35k on 3 occasions. And I suppose there's only so many people in Wolverhampton, no matter how well we're doing, unless you branch out like the Man Uniteds, where you'll see anyone in any country wearing a Man United top, or you get the tourists over and stuff. But yeah, 50,000 as well. I wouldn't feel. I don't want us to do well at this rate. I like the personal feel, but I suppose Premier League success might feel a little bit better than just feeling a bit more involved. But
well, it's sure to say. Well, it's going to be very, very interesting. I think the main point for me is that Fosun and Jeff Shi and Dalrymple are obviously showing a lot of passion and a lot of they've got big ambitions about Wolves and this football club. So I mean, we can't knock it, and we've just got to see. We're not complaining. The only time we will complain is if obviously the final plan comes out and we're not 100% with it. So, but obviously, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. As we say, it's a really quite a controversial topic. Really, do you want us to stay at Molineux? What's the ideal situation for you as a football fan, or do you not mind? Do you just want to support your football team wherever, whenever? Let us know in the comment section down below. As always, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'm sure we'll see you all very, very soon.